Welcome to the Mandcave, the only podcast hosted by two best friends with nothing in common except their names. Is it grammatically correct to say names or name? Because it's one name.
Oh, wow.
Except their name.
You're the smart Mandy today. I don't know.
I'm Mandy Kaplan.
I'm Mandy Fabian. And each week we test the limits of our friendships by arguing over movies and trends and personal opinions and mostly Mandy's dumb ideas. So grab a couch. Let's get to it.
Wait a minute, cut this shit.
Before we talk about my dumb ideas,
Yeah.
I've had a revelation that I need to share with you and Fandy Nation.
Give it.
It was partially inspired by this movie. I want to be on a press junket.
Oh.
Would I not kill a press junket?
You would crush it. You'd crush it.
I want to sit in one of those tall canvas chairs.
Yeah.
And have people come and go from my hotel room while I make my same story sound fresh and new every time. And I make everybody feel like I'm their best friend and I care about their kids like I do with you.
I'm going to wager that you would be so good at that you don't even need to be actually part of a project. Like, you don't have to talk about an actual project. You could just be like a sub. If people didn't like doing publicity, you could sub in and be like, yeah. And mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm ever going to have a project that will get me a press junket. I just want the junket.
Well, hey, we've got a new review this week.
We do.
Yeah, we got a great new review. I don't have it in front of me. I should have brought it in front of me. But look, that to me, that screams press junket in the next 6 months. Like it's going. We're going big time. Yes.
Okay, I do feel it too. Yeah, I saw a movie I loved, and you're going to roll your eyes, and I should maybe make you see it, but it's in the theaters, called The Lost City with Sandra Bullock, the one and only.
Yes. Is it great?
I loved it. We brought Casey. We all laughed our asses off.
Oh, fun.
It's very Raiders of the Lost Ark, Romancing the Stone, fun, like hilarious writing, such good jokes. And
I can't wait.
And I've heard her on the press junket, and I'm like, Mandy and Sandy need to be on a press junket together. I'm going to manifest that.
Call your people. Yes. If you hadn't been so poo-pooey about The Secret, you would know that you can get a press junket. Okay.
Oh, I know. I would already be on it. This would be it.
Yes. Well, we'll have to do that. Maybe that could be our game.
Manifesting that for me?
Yes, we could do that. Or I could just interview you and you could pretend that I'm a reporter desperate for your time and attention. Not so different from reality, you know?
Right.
I love the tip about
And
Lost
I would call
City.
you Jimmy because most of those hosts are called Jimmy.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great thing for us to do. Thank you for the tip about Lost City. I'm going to go. I love going to movies. And it's just I'm not back in the practice of it after the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yep.
I'm going to.
It's really charming.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Kudos to you. I'm going to Texas.
Thank you.
It's not as much fun as going to the movies. It's a real life movie. Although I am very excited because my sister who lives in Texas told me about, like, in the little town where we grew up, there's a bar. Mm-hmm. And apparently at this bar at like 4:00 every afternoon, that's when it's the hot time of day. All the ranchers come and you know what they do? They drink beer.
Two-step.
No, they watch Jeopardy together.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so cute. So anyway, I'm like, I got to get to this bar at 4:00 and watch this poetry in motion.
But when I go to Texas, all I want to do is two-step. Like I don't want to walk. I just want to two-step from place to place in every place.
I will say that's the one thing about that I really admired, like growing up in Texas. Like, you know, it's very, it was very oldie-timey because I was raised in the 40s.
Oh, sorry.
No, it is racist. Yes. And don't forget sexist. And also homophobic. Like so there's plenty of, there's something for everyone there, really.
It's a triple threat. It gives new meaning to the word triple threat. Yeah.
Not everyone in Texas is, but as a whole, I would say that the people they vote for certainly are and are doing their worst. Mm-hmm. But that is the one thing about men in Texas that always kind of shocked me because they would be these like burly, they were ranchers, man. They some of them communicated solely in grunts and soil testing. It was like.
And guns. Yeah.
Yeah. But.
No, I know.
But then you get them onto a dance floor and they are gentlemanly and emotional and they love, like, country music is the sappiest and in the best way. Like, it's such emotional from the heart, you know, that song, The Good Stuff.
Take the wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's that great song. I don't know if you know that song, The Good Stuff. And it's all about this guy who, you know, he's got a drinking problem and he goes to a bar because he had a fight with his wife, and the bartender, I could cry just talking about it. The bartender, like, hands him a cup of milk and talks about what the good stuff is not the booze. The good stuff is the woman he's been married to for 30 years, and then tells the story of his marriage. And you're like, oh my God. And men like this song. I don't know. Before I moved to Texas, I was like, do men like marriage? It's great. Yeah. So anyway, it's a pretty interesting dynamic there. They're very sensitive, very vulnerable. But I think that's where all the macho comes from.
All right. Well, let me know how they are at Jeopardy.
I'm going to date 3 guys when I'm there.
Great.
Yeah. So I'll give you an update. I can say that here.
Field research.
Field research.
Right. Yeah. I have 2-stepped with Patrick, and I, for the record, find it delightful.
Oh, yeah. It's so fun. We should go to Austin and go 2-stepping when this
Yes.
Maybe we'll do our first press junket in Austin. Deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never been to Austin.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. We have to take a girls trip. That's it. We're going to Austin.
Okay.
I want to take you.
Okay.
I love Austin. It's the best place in the world.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm being dead serious.
Because we went on a girls trip the weekend before the shutdown.
That's right. We did.
We did.
We can go full circle.
Yes. So let's go on a girls trip to Austin. I'm in.
Yes.
We'll call it what you know how some of the podcasts I listen to, they're like, oh, we're having a con, a true crime con. So we'll call it a Fandy Con.
Sure. Yeah. I like that.
And Fandy Nation, you know, can come meet us. We'll sign some shit.
Oh my God.
We'll do some Q&As. Right?
Yeah. We'll wear our only
Dress up like your favorite Mandy. Yeah.
We'll wear our Only Fandies t-shirts.
I ordered a bunch of Only Fandy stuff.
Holy shit.
Oh, I'm so mad at myself that it took that long to come up with that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, speaking of being mad at myself, I don't owe you any apologies. Judd Apatow owes you and me and the world an apology.
He feels like he's one of my best friends. But so go ahead and talk about why Judd Apatow is on your shit list.
I'm going to do some dramatic readings here. These are straight from Rotten Tomato by the critics, not the audience. In the utter aimlessness that is the bubble, it seems that Apatow believed that watching A-listers be vapid and hysterical would be enough to craft a successful comedy. Judd Apatow films can be a little uneven at times, but rarely has he delivered a misfire as complete as The Bubble. Judd Apatow's scattershot direction, coupled with mostly annoying stars doing the silliest things, derails the film.
Oh my God.
A movie so staggeringly unfunny as to be barely recognizable as comedy at all.
Whoa. Oh, that's a punch below the belt. Come on now. Comedy at all?
Deserved it.
Oh, wow.
We watched The Bubble, which is a movie about a bunch of spoiled actors who bubbled up to make Cliff Beasts 6. Wait, before you giggle and say, oh, that's funny. It's not funny. It doesn't work. They are allegedly superstars and they all are in London, but there's COVID. So they keep getting shut down for COVID, but then not really shut down. And then they have to quarantine, but they never really quarantine. And it's all an unfunny, frustrating mess. And the first thing in Mandcave history that I have not finished. I couldn't even watch to the end.
Oh, so you need to take a tip from me, which is I fall asleep midway through and then wake up just enough to kind of catch what's at the end. So if you were
just in case I say, and what about that last line? You're like, I know the last line. I saw it.
I was like, but the ending really saved it because it ended.
Yeah, right.
But you know what's interesting? I don't think I hated it as much as you did. It is a horrible movie, right? Like but we were watching it going, this is a train wreck. This is a terrible mess. But for me, I was enjoying the actors, like their singular weirdness and the crazy, some of the crazy plot twists, like David Duchovny and Leslie Mann. Thank you. They're like, sometimes they were funny, sometimes they weren't. But like their bad action movie dialogue, and when they're all throwing up on the green screen, they all get the flu, and then they're hanging from those wires. Like, it doesn't make for a good movie. It's not like a good story, but that scene like was this funny idea that they now have the flu, but they don't have COVID, and they're forced to work, and so they're hanging because none of them can physically climb the green screen wall anymore. It struck me funny. There were things that struck me definitely funny, but not as a total piece. Like, as a total piece, it's like, no, this is terrible.
It is a total piece.
It's a total piece, yeah,
of shit.
I know. Well, and this is the other thing too, is I thought there's a lot thematically. The whole thing is kind of like, well, we have to do this movie because the world is suffering because we need more meaningless entertainment. And I think his goal in the movie was to make like meaningless entertainment, like to sort of make fun of meaningless entertainment. But what he did is he made a meaningless entertainment movie. Like, he made a movie that didn't have much there because it was just sort of nonsense that was thrown together in the bubble, right? So I think he was actually, I could be wrong, but it feels like it was sort of meta. Like, he was trying to make a dumb movie about a dumb movie. I could be wrong.
I think you're right, but I think it failed. I wrote in all caps, and I was maybe like 40 minutes in. All caps, there is no plot, no stakes, no story, no one to care about, and no humor.
Okay, well, I don't know about the no humor. I found it only humor. Like that was the only thing that was there, was like some good, funny jokes and some interesting character stuff that was like jokes. There were jokes. I thought that but Fred Armisen was funny as the director. Like, but very inside baseball, right? Like very,
but he had one funny scene where he was making, it was very Corky St. Clair, just ripped off directly from Waiting for Guffman, where he is recording his voice and making what he imagines the Cliff Beasts will sound like. Pete, play it. 2811, please.
Sound idea for a Cliff Beast? Here's Beast 1. Swooping down. Mating. This is mourning the loss of a child. Full rage.
When he's making all those into his little tape recorder, and then he goes, this is what the beast will sound like mourning the loss of a child. I laughed. That was one laugh. Then they show the beasts 2 or 3 scenes later in the actual like footage, and they're not making the sounds of Fred Armisen. They've become these really high-tech animated sounds. What a missed opportunity. Oh. If you have the scary beast on screen going, and it's like Fred Armisen's voice plugged in, that would have been funny. You're welcome, Judd Apatow. You need me.
Oh, that's funny.
But instead, they sounded like already mixed and mastered. It was so. Ugh.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Their bad dialogue when they're walking, so that's the funny, one of the things the movie does is it shows obviously behind the scenes and everybody quarantined in the hotel and then them shooting things, but then it also shows pieces of the movie, which presumably would be what the movie will, like pieces of what the movie will look like. Like, so they take even though it's all shooting green screen, that's what's fun is they show it as it would look like in the actual movie. And then they flash to them on the green screen, which is way less sexy. And a couple of British guys hanging in these weird gray, just for eyeline, for being dragon eyeline or whatever.
Right.
And the kid, the gay kid, the funny, oh my God, the really skinny with the kooky face British guy.
His name is Gunther in the movie. He's funny.
Oh my God, he's so funny. And he equally has terrible things to do. That's the thing. I actually thought that he and the black woman who played the one who was going to end up producing the whole thing anyway, because she was the only badass there.
The assistant?
Yeah. I don't remember her, but they were good. I actually thought the redhead who played the lead.
Trevaldwin, excuse me, I just like to give, in case he's listening, I don't want to offend him. Harry Trevaldwin, who hasn't done that much, but he was very funny. Yeah. And Danielle Vitalis as Pippa is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
They were funny.
Yeah. I think everybody had moments. It just was, and I thought it was, and I love Keegan-Michael Key, right? Isn't that?
So I do love him. But
Oh, you didn't love him in this?
no, I was mad
Oh.
for him and at him.
See,
A lot of emotion.
I think he's the kind of guy who can elevate any material. Like I didn't care that he didn't have much to do and that there wasn't like I thought he made it work, but he's one of my people like you and Amy Schumer, like
Mhm.
he can do no wrong for me. Like I just love watching his face. And I thought he took
Mhm.
something that was a pretty weak thing and he made a meal out of it. And like at the end cause I watched the end, when he's trying to get them all to escape and he's riding a helicopter and he's like,
Mhm.
he was taught to fly a helicopter in a movie that he did, but he only learned how to go up or down.
Up.
Yeah.
Right.
That was pretty funny. I'd never seen that before. And I thought that was a funny concept. And I'm like, hee. And he plays it real, right? Like he's not playing the joke. He's playing a real guy who's like, I'm going to crash this helicopter. I only know how to go up and down. It was funny,
Mhm.
but I also went into it with very, very low expectations. Once I saw what it was, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this feels like maybe like Judd was having a 50th birthday anyway at some castle in England. And so he's like, why don't we make a movie while we're here? And, his wife and I think his kid was in it, right?
Yes.
Who did she play?
Iris Apatow played the TikTok sensation that was cast
Oh.
in the movie.
Okay. I thought that was a really funny idea. She's a good dancer, by the way. And the fact that they had the cast dancing these dumb TikToks, like, I don't even watch the real TikTok. And it did not contribute to a good movie. But it was just a moment where I was like, that's funny. Like, it was the worst of the worst, and I was totally eating it up. Like, look at him laugh. Look at him dancing. Because there was I guess I was just looking for that. There was you're right. There was no story or stakes. So you're just kind of like, there's another fun. Now they're dancing. But it was yeah.
Yeah, but that laugh that you're giving, that is like, that's not enough for me. Like, I can forgive a movie for having a bad plot if it's making me laugh out loud.
I know.
Believe
me.
Yeah.
I know. You auditioned 3 other Mandys for this podcast. I mean, I know what you'd expect. You have very high standards.
I do.
Yeah.
Something that they played up in this movie that I think is an interesting topic, having nothing to do with the movie. At minute 17 and 30 seconds, the studio executive, Kate McKinnon, appears via Zoom. Pete, could you please play that conversation that Kate McKinnon has?
Gavin, how are you?
Hi. Hi. How you doing?
Oh, good. I just wanted to say good luck, and we love you, and we're counting on you.
I know. I'm on it.
You are such a hero for keeping the lights on at the studio. This lockdown has been so hard on all of us.
But you're skiing.
Yeah, well, this was the only country that was open. Thank God I got my shot.
Did you? I thought they weren't available for 6 months.
Oh, they're not. Not for normal people, but I'm with rich people. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Ugh, I hate the game. Anyway, have a great shoot. I love you. I'm in love with you. And do not fuck me.
The thing that sparked it for me, which brings up all my personal issues and insecurities, is she's like, it's so hard. Lockdown is so hard on us. He's like, are you in a Swiss chalet? She's like, well, yeah, it's not hard for me. I'm rich. And she kept zooming in from different places because her life didn't change. Her life got better from COVID, right?
Yeah.
And that played up that thing. I was so, it really gets me upset to think how unfair COVID was. If you are a lower middle class person working 2 jobs to make ends meet and you have no childcare and you're getting told, just keep your kid on their computer. You're like, we don't even have a computer. And anyone in the upper middle class and above was like, this sucks. Now I can only go to my summer house a couple times. Like, it was so, the disparity of the pandemic itself.
Yeah.
That this movie probably did not give a crap about because they were doing exactly what I resent the rich for doing.
Yeah.
But I think it just got me all fired up.
He was definitely making fun of the privileged and you said it in your description of it, spoiled actors, right? Like it was, I'm sure not all actors are like that, but I love that he was ribbing this idea that, that you're not allowed to make friends with them, and you can't because actors are crazy, insecure, crazy people, and you know he I can't remember. There's a bit where he tells the people how they're supposed to behave with the actors, and it was funny.
It's right up top.
Yeah,
the movie had an okay start with the guy in charge, I don't know what his title was, telling the two assistants, like, you guys are going to do everything. Don't talk to the actors. Don't make friends with them. Before we saw these stars, the movie was better.
Yeah.
So when they arrive, of course, this was really height of the pandemic. So you would arrive somewhere and have to quarantine in your hotel room for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
10 to 14 days, I think.
Yep.
And Karen Gillan arrives, and her quarantine was my happy place. It was day after day. They put it like they sped it up. She was eating junk food, watching movie after movie, drinking, like, slamming back martinis, then watching something on YouTube. She was in this beautiful hotel room, massive, luxurious hotel room. And I was like, sign me up for that quarantine. That looked amazing. Yeah. Right?
Oh, that's fine. Well, not for me, but yeah, I get that would be your dreamy, happy quarantine for sure.
What wouldn't you like about that? Go figure. You don't agree with me.
I'd get bored. I'd get really bored. Trapped in a room, like there's only so much television I can watch, and then I start to feel really dirty, and like I need to shake it off.
Bite your tongue.
I know. I mean, I watch it. I still watch it.
Right.
Yeah. I was looking for. Oh my God! I was gonna cheat. And watch. I wanted The Thing About Pam last night. The new episode dropped last night at 10 o'clock, but I thought it was just available on Tuesday night, but not till after 10 o'clock. So I went ahead and watched the rest of the Bubble instead.
So you were going to give up on the Bubble?
No, I was going to finish it because I didn't, like I said, everything you're saying is correct. It is not a well thought movie. There's no story. It's aimless. It's all those things, but the few jokes, the jokes that are there are like, meh, like it was, I wouldn't have watched it if I didn't have to for the podcast, probably.
Oh, yeah. No. You
would
would have tried and then turned it off.
Yeah, I probably would have been like, that was amusing, but there's no reason for me to watch the end because there's can't even imagine what ending I could care about possibly, you know. But the bits that they did, I did enjoy.
Here's what I will say. My last thought is when a movie is so bad and it's making me so uncomfortable how bad it was.
Yeah.
Just watching people with talent just embarrass themselves. Most of all, Judd Apatow. But I was really like, why have they done this? This could have been good. Like, I was so mad. So their solution to that, to my uncomfortability, was to bring in a Scientologist. And they brought Beck in. And I'm like, really? Now you have a Scientologist?
I didn't know Beck was a Scientologist. Oh.
Do you not listen to my other podcast where I just rave about Scientology and rant and rave for hours and hours and hours?
No, I've been going to the Church of Scientology. I thought that's what you meant when you said, oh, God, okay.
Yep.
Well, I have a few phone calls to make.
Like, I can't I don't know. It's uncomfortable to me to know that.
It is a kind of a weird thing. Like, we definitely left with this kind of, is that how it is? I really like, he couldn't have been like, oh my God, this is going to be an amazing movie. Unless, you know, those old movies, those like, it's a mad, 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 mad world. Those movies that were sort of just like little pieces and they're not a cohesive narrative structure. Maybe he thought he was doing that. Like, in terms of if I want to go through Judd Apatow's lens for a second, they made me laugh. If he was just like, let's just do it for shits and giggles. The thing that amazes me is how much did that movie cost? How did they get that together with that script and that silly, like, I don't know, like there wasn't a lot. If you think about it, if I gave you that premise and said, okay, go, what would you do with it? I mean, there's not a lot of there. What do you do except make fun of the process of making a movie? Quarantine, COVID was tough, right? Maybe he just didn't have it in him. Maybe he had the opportunity to make a movie because all of a sudden people were available. And he just kind of went with whatever showed up. Like, I can't imagine there was a lot of pre-planning, you know. And
it
for
didn't
him,
feel that way.
He's Judd Apatow. Like, he might be in the place in his career where he's like, I'll try it. If it works, oh well. I mean, are you never going to watch another Judd Apatow movie because of this? No. He's past that.
Yeah. No, everyone's allowed to bomb. But this was just...
I know.
I don't have to see it. I don't have to sit through it. It was a long movie too. Not a quick 88-minute movie where nothing's happening, no plot, no character.
No, you are absolutely right. That was the one thing that I'm like, oh no, he lost a whole man job because that thing is 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't need to be any longer than an hour and a half, if that.
Yeah.
No. Yep,
Yeah,
they should have gotten out for sure.
Shameful. Well, you brought up man jobs. Let's get off this.
Yeah, let's get off.
Yeah. How many?
I give it 3 because it made me laugh.
Oh my
3,
gosh.
No, but 3, 4 is when I really love 4, and 5 is when I really love something. 3 is.
I'm giving it 0.
Maybe 2. Maybe 2.5. I'll give it 2.5.
0. I'm giving it 0. I mean, this to me was the worst thing we've tried to watch. There was nothing.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What compared to the Rod Stewart documentary? This was no better than the Rod Stewart documentary.
No, this was better. And I forgot that when we watched Thunder Force, which was also terrible.
More terrible, I thought.
It was
no, maybe not more terrible, but
there were laughs in Thunder Force for me. But one of the things I said in Thunder Force is that damn joke that everybody does where they're like, okay, I'll talk to you later. And they don't hang up the phone. And then they're like, God, that guy's the worst. Oops, the phone's still on. And they did that in this movie.
Yeah.
Even after Judd Apatow heard me say, I hate that joke and it's hacked.
But I
don't do it anymore, Hollywood.
I know that it's not right for me to think it was funny, but I did think it was funny how terrible parents they were. They were awful parents. And David Duchovny arguing for he's setting an example of a working parent for his son by never being there. Oh, I thought that was probably really tasteless, but really funny. Yeah. It's not worth going and watching.
I suspected this conversation would be brief because I suspected we would agree. So I made a long game.
Okay.
Not too long. So before we get to play our game, we should say that Mandcave is a production of True Story FM, engineering by Pete Wright, music by Ian Post.
Our angel on earth, Pete Wright. We love you, Pete.
Yes.
You made our OnlyFandies t-shirt this week. God, he's so good. He's so talented in so many ways. If you think that we're talented in any way, please do go where your podcast thing is and go ahead, you could pause it for a second. Just give us a little star rating or leave a review if you want something. Obviously, Kaplan's standards are very high, so give her a good belly laugh. That's the challenge this week for leaving a review.
Right.
You can also come on to Discord. Go to mandcave.com/Discord. There's a community channel that you can chat with us, and you can see our prom pictures. And Mandy put a picture of a funny candle she has in this. It's just good.
My Keith Morrison candle.
Yeah. There's just good Fandy ribbing going on there. There's a channel for members only, and then there's a channel for the Gen Pop. So come on over and chat with us if you like.
When you leave your review, like Ninja NM did this week, thank you, Ninja NM.
Thanks, Ninja NM.
Tell your friends about our podcast so we can keep doing this for your ears and your hearts and your souls. And then a better way to tell your friends is to get some merch at mancave.com/merch.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these OnlyFandy things, I got travel mugs for friends. I went a little nuts. I'm very excited to wear things that say OnlyFandy.
Yes. And make sure you get a diverse array of things so that you can wear, you still have something that you can wear when you volunteer in your kid's 4th grade class.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay.
You ready to rock my world?
So I looked up this movie, The Bubble, on Rotten Tomatoes. And when it first came out, it had an 8% or something. And now, just by sheer number of people watching it, it's gone up a little bit.
Okay.
So it made me wonder, what are the lowest rated Rotten Tomato movies of all time? Right? So I looked at a list and I was looking at some of these titles and descriptions and laughing because I'm like, that can't be real. People made that movie. So your job today in our game is to decide which of these are real and which of these I've made up.
Okay.
They all, whether I made them up or not, would be rated under 5% on Rotten Tomato.
Wow.
I was only allowing under 5% in the list. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, first one. Vampires suck. Becca an angst-ridden teenager is torn between two supernatural suitors, vampire Edward and werewolf Jacob. Meanwhile, her friends contend with their own romantic issues, leading to a confrontation at the prom. Starring Matt Lanter and Ken Jeong.
That's you.
That is real.
Oh my God. Wow. It was a good title. Vampires suck. I mean, because they do, right?
They do. But they use the same, like, Edward and Jacob. Wasn't that Team Edward from Twilight?
That's honestly why I thought that you
I would not be
wrote
that unimaginative. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I thought you were trying to help me. Okay.
Getting even with Dad. Con man Ray Gleason is going after one last heist when his estranged son, Timmy, unexpectedly shows up. All the while, Detective Teresa Walsh is closing in on Ray. Starring Ted Danson and Macaulay Culkin.
I don't know. That could be real.
That is real.
Oh my God. Wow.
That happened.
Well, as a log line, it has Ted Danson and Macaulay Culkin. So, I'd watch it.
Well, we know what you're going to watch when I do my assignment next time.
Oh, no. My God.
The Rockin' Robins, a washed-up disco star, teams up with a geologist to restore their local roller rink to its former glory, and they fall in love along the way. Starring Kenny Rogers and Thelma Hopkins.
That's you.
That is so me. So me. Yeah.
Oh, God. Kenny Rogers. That's great.
Royal to a fault. A young prince tries to fit in at an American boarding school. Can he hide his identity and get the girl before he inherits the throne? Starring Luke Hemsworth and Paris Hilton.
Sure, that's real.
That is me.
That's you.
Royal to a fault. I love my puns.
Oh, yeah. Really good. Wait, what is the pun?
Because it's loyal to a fault.
Oh,
is the expression.
Clearly I've never heard that. You know what I mean? That doesn't come up a lot.
A good friend.
Yeah.
A good friend would know.
Nobody ever said that about me or to me. So, okay. Got it. That's funny. I'm joking.
All right.
I'm very loyal.
All right. Are we ready for another one?
Yeah.
Blood Rain. After spending much of her life in a traveling circus, human vampire hybrid Rain escapes and plots to take down her evil vampire father. Starring Ben Kingsley and Michelle Rodriguez.
What? Ben Kingsley and Michelle Rodriguez in Blood Ring?
Rain. Blood Rain.
Mm-hmm. No, I have to believe Ben Kingsley would not do that. That's wrong.
Oh, but he did.
Oh,
he made that movie.
No! What?
I just love, after spending much of her life in a traveling circus, human vampire hybrid Rain. That's real.
Jesus, that's crazy. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Those are good.
Even Gandhi bombs. So
yeah,
Judd Apatow should not feel so bad.
He should feel okay. Yeah, he should be all right. And his daughter's a good dancer and very photogenic. So lucky her.
And his other daughter's a very good actress, Judd Apatow. I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
Just do better stuff. Okay. Are you ready for another one?
Yes.
Stolen from home. When a pair of 5-year-old twins is kidnapped, their mom calls in her fellow Navy SEALs who will stop at nothing to get them back. Starring Ronda Rousey, Oscar de la Hoya, and Cuba Gooding Jr.
It feels like that's you.
That's me. But let's make it. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And can women be Navy SEALs? As I was typing it, I was like, I don't know if that's factually accurate. Have women... I said her fellow Navy SEAls, and I'm like, is that a thing? I don't know.
Oh, I think it is.
I hope so.
I mean, at least don't ask, don't tell, right?
Right. Oh, now I'm imagining you and me writing in and starring in like a Private Benjamin Navy SEALs wacky comedy.
Oh my God. Yes. Keep talking. Maybe we can get Judd to direct it. Yes.
It sounds just bad enough that it might intrigue it. Okay, I have 2 more.
Okay.
Ghostly Girls. When a suspicious house fire claims the lives of 3 sorority sisters, they come back to haunt a rival house and exact their revenge. Starring Justine Bateman, Kim Fields, and Sally Kellerman.
I'm going to say that's a totally true movie.
That is totally me.
Oh my God. What a great description.
Thank you. It was
Sally
the Kellerman that made
Kellerman.
it sound real, right?
It was.
Right? Had
It
I
was
just
the
done
Kellerman.
Justine Bateman and Kim Fields, you would have been like, that's pretty Mandy-ish. Throwing in a legitimate actress who I imagine was like the head of the rival sorority house or the dean of the school.
Justine Bateman was a big deal. She was a legitimate actress. No?
Yeah.
It sounded like a very 70s, like a very 80s kind of
80s, yeah.
premise. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Good job.
All right, last one. The Ridiculous Six. White Knife, an orphan raised by Native Americans, discovers that 5 outlaws are actually his half-brothers. Together, they set out to save their wayward father.
Oh my God.
Starring Adam Sandler and Taylor Lautner.
What? Okay. All right, listen. I would buy... Okay, here's what I think. I think the first half is a real movie, and I think you cast it.
If only Hollywood would let me cast everything. That is a real movie.
Oh my!
And those are the stars. And Steve Buscemi, of course, because he does all of Adam Sandler stuff.
What the hell? Oh my God. Been a long time since I've seen an Adam Sandler movie.
You're lucky.
I guess so. Although, wasn't there something recently that kept referring to 500 wedding dates or 500? Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. I just mixed up 500 Summers, The Wedding
Days
Singer,
of Summer,
and 50 First. Yeah. I just mixed up all 3 of those in my guess. That's crazy.
And that's what Hollywood does. And it's going to be released next year in the summer, right? I mean, they just take.
Let's write it. Let's write 500 first wedding dates.
Yeah. First wedding date. Got it. All right.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. It was fun coming up with bad movies. I feel like that could be a good party game.
Oh yeah. There's actually a guy has an account on Twitter, I think, that is like free film ideas or free movie ideas or something. And every day he posts a log line.
Are you telling me I'm unoriginal?
No, his aren't as good as yours. And he doesn't cast them. They're just log lines for like, hey, if you feel like writing something, see if any of these, he just gives out log lines. Well, it's pretty amazing.
2 menopausal ladies joining the Navy SEALs. It's happening.
Yeah, well, we can kill without any remorse.
Yes.
That's that's a great asset.
That's what the world. You said ass.
I did.
That's what the world needs. Us.
What the world needs now is us.
It's going to be called
SEALs.
School Marmed and Dangerous.
You go fuck yourself. School Marmed and Dangerous. If that's not written by next Friday, I will never speak to you again. Oh, speaking of next Friday, we should let the people know there will be no Mandcave next week. We're taking the week off. Our kids are on spring break. I'm going to Texas, and you're going to New York City.
I am.
Get a rope. You don't know that commercial, the Pace Picante commercial, where some cowboys around a fire and they're all having salsa, and someone goes, "This salsa doesn't taste like Pace salsa," and they go, "This salsa's from New York City," and one of the cowboys goes, "Get a rope." They're going to hang the guy because he brought New York City salsa into the group. Oh, it was a hilarious.
I thought you burped. Because you covered your mouth and went, "Get a rope." And I was like, oh, Mandy.
Wow. Oh, man. No, I was quoting the Pace Picante commercial, but it's fine. Have fun.
Yes, you too.
On your trip.
Yes. And do you want to tell the people what I have to watch or do or say or sing?
Yeah. So you are going to watch something, and I'm really glad we have 2 weeks because you may want to watch it twice. I don't know. It was actually suggested by a fandy, so that makes me really happy.
I love that.
Yeah, you're going to watch.
Is it a fandy who hates me?
No, I don't even think he knows you. He's like, I don't. He's a listener who loves our show, Curtis. Great. And we are going to watch Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown. Brene Brown's show on HBO. And I have been waiting. I have been waiting for 3 weeks to suggest that.
Do you have Curtis's home address by any chance?
Oh, thank you, Curtis.
Is this a series?
It is a series, but you don't have to, obviously, you don't have to watch the whole thing.
Shitting me?
If you want to be a better person, you will, but we're not holding our breath.
There is no room for improvement up in here.
Yeah, no,
I am self-actualized. I don't need or want Brene Brown in my life.
Yeah. Actually, and that's another plug for Discord. So if anybody would like to respond to whether or not Mandy needs improvement, you just go into that Discord and put your thoughts right there. So that's what we're watching, and I'm very excited. I'm actually listening to the audiobook right now, and then I'm going to go watch the series.
Oh my God. All right.
I love you.
I love you.